One of the exciting things that are a part of what we do by purpose, by design, is that 10% of everything that you give to the work of the ministry here at Grace goes right back out to supporting missionaries all around the world, proclaiming hope of eternal life through faith in Jesus Christ. Two of our missionaries, Don and Marie Burgess, have been serving down in Mexico with the Tarahumara people for more than 40 years, translating the New Testament into their heart language and teaching them to read in some accounts and others. They're producing a audio of the Bible in their language that they can listen to on a solar-charged little player. And they've been doing this for so long. And those of you who have been following our missionaries know that Don went recently to be with the Lord. And Marie is continuing to grieve his passing as any widow of such a length of time would. And we have a video for you to enjoy this morning that was played at Don's service. It's about 3 minutes long. Let's take a look at that.
This is a twisted piece of pine that I found out on a very rocky point, out where the wind would catch it. And for years, the wind would make it go around a little bit and a little more and a little more until it finally got into this wild, twisted condition there. So I wrote this poem called A Twisted World. This was written back in 1992 when we were having such a hard time struggling with the translation, trying to get people to cooperate and to work, and it was a difficult time. Running through the forest, I saw several trees that had been cut when saplings with an axe. They had not been cut through, just enough to lay them over. And instead of dying, they continued to grow, first downward, then in a symmetrical curve upwards. So the first few feet were straight, then a beautiful inverted arch, and then 10 feet or more of straight tree. Running by a high rocky place, I saw trees, juniper and pine, that had been twisted by the winds. Some had numerous spirals, others had been forced down and then up, and were even wrapped around themselves. Their bent for survival is incredible, and their twisted beauty demands respect. I could not see that any of those rugged jewels had ever been cut with the axe. Perhaps the local inhabitants identify with the struggle for survival and look the other way when they are searching for firewood. Returning to the house, a Tarahumara man asked me to take a sick lady to the train in my pickup. She had been sick for 3 months, had chest pain, and was ashen white. Several men had carried her in a blanket for half a day, and then she had ridden in the back of a bouncing truck for 4 hours just to get here. Now, a 2-hour ride in the train would get her to the government hospital at midnight. These people are rugged jewels, just like the trees. Those who survive are often twisted and scarred, but hardened like steel. I think God has something special in mind for them. Surely it is His Word, His living Word, who was twisted on a cross. And surely it is His Word, His written Word, translated with such struggle, that will offer them a living hope amidst a twisted world. Maybe I'm as twisted as this guy, yes, but in the end, God is making something very beautiful.
How many years have you been down in the Canyon Country?
I've been down there since the 60s, 1960s down there.
So that's 60 years?
Just about, something like that, yeah. The lamp was a juniper tree, and it was living on the side of a hill where there's just a solid rock like that, and it had been caught by the winds and all sorts of things, and it had actually just twisted all the way around itself into, we made it into a beautiful lamp. So these things that are twisted and hard, and you'd think they'd never survive, they do survive and become something very beautiful in God's eyes.
You know, Don and Marie served in obscurity down there in Mexico and doing the hard work of translation for all those years. And you think, who's Don Burgess? But you get a little glimpse of the story, and you see the love of one person shared together, he and his wife, for people, sparked by the love of God that dwelt in them. Their life matters. Our lives matter.